Hi, this is Michael Rony Mullick, and you are watching the post market show. Today is the 8th of June, and the more important announcement about the RBI policy decision is out now. And so things look again as expected. The markets are absolutely volatile. So, what happened in the news? So, let us discuss with that first. So let me quickly pull up the data so that you can see as well what are we discussing. So 1 second. Yeah, you can see that the RBI data interest rate decision, it came at 4.9 percentage, and the markets were contemplating 4.8 percentage. So a hike of 40 basis points or 0.4 percentage was expected by the people, but it came at a 50 basis point hike, which is slightly higher than the expectation, and that is slightly negative for the markets, but nothing major to be that much concerned. And the cash reserve ratio remains to be the same. 4.5 percentage was previously, and this time also 4.5 percentage also holds. So no changes there. But what I told you is more important than the facts and figures is the RBI governor's commentary on the current economic situation in the Indian context. So some comments which was made by the RBI governor. Let me quickly go over two of the important comments. So he said that the inflation forecast for the year is now at 6.7 percentage. So that is higher than the previous estimate, which was at 5.7 percentage. Now is it standing at 6.7 percentage, which is a 1% hike in the expected inflation rate forecast. So that is again slightly negative for the markets. And also they said that the RBI will do anything that is possible to control the increasing rate of inflation. Now that will mean a lot of measures to cut down on the liquidity, and we know whenever this kind of stance is taken by RBI, it negatively affects the stock market in general. So again, both of these added to the negative sentiments. So although the markets moved up significantly right after the announcement, but towards the end we saw a huge sell-off in the markets, and the markets actually wiped off the entire gains and ended in the red today. So as always, I always say that where the markets close is more important, because the amateurs open the market and professionals close the market. So the markets ended in the red today, and that is the main highlight of the day. But intraday moves were absolutely killing, and as expected, it was an event day. RBI policy is again a major event, so the markets were supposed to be volatile, and it was extremely volatile. Both Nifty, Bank Nifty made huge moves, and but then now since it is out, so the volatility has reduced. We have seen the India VIX falling by almost 3% today and ending well below 19. So let us quickly look at the Nifty and how it reacted today with the news. So this is the 5-minute chart of Nifty. You can see that on back of positive Asian cues and the US markets, the markets opened with a gap up actually at 16,480, and then the market was sold off immediately. Then we saw a U-shaped recovery just after the announcement was over. Then again we see an M-shaped pattern forming, and then the markets fell off towards the end. So even they tried to move up at 3 o'clock. You see a huge green candle, but again that was also sold into in the last half an hour. So this is the current situation of the markets, very volatile, and the entire gain that was there in the first half was everything was wiped out towards the end. But today the low of Nifty was 16,293, so 16,300 was also broken for a few seconds, and on the upside the higher is 16,540. So you can imagine a huge range for Nifty. Bank Nifty again even more volatile. Bank Nifty opened with a gap up, but then it there was huge profit booking. It made a panic low of 34,800 levels. Then it shot up almost 700 points, and again the entire 700 points was wiped off towards the end. So this is the level of volatility you can expect on any event day, and that was exactly what played out in the markets today as well. So Bank Nifty very volatile. Talking about other indices, we have the mid caps ending in the red by 0.48 percentage. The Nifty small cap also ending the day in 0.17 percentage down. Talking about sectors, we see that The sectors today, most of them have had a mixed kind of day. So some sectors are up, some sectors are down, but nothing major to see over there. So the top gainers were Nifty Media up by 1.49 percentage. Nifty Reality is up by almost 1.9 percentage. And today Nifty PSU Bank had a good day, up by 0.71 percentage. Talking about the negatives, we have 4 sectors which ended in the negative. Nifty FMCG being the worst performing sector of today, down by 1 percentage, followed by Nifty Private Bank down 4.3 percentage, Nifty Financial Service slightly down, but Nifty Energy again 0.48 percentage down because Reliance has underperformed today. So talking about some of the stocks for today, we see the index movers. TCS, SBI, HDFC, Bajaj Finance, Tata Steel, Titan, they have all contributed positively to Nifty. So we see that I told you PSU banks and IT was a good performer today, and along with that we see some NBFC stocks also performing well. But Reliance was the major dragger. It is down 1.7 percentage today, and FMCG sector is down on the back of ITC, which is down 2 percentage today. And also Bharati Airtel and other private banks such as Kotak Bank, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, all of them are significantly down today, is what we can see. Talking about stock specific action, I told Reliance is down. Reliance, this is the daily chart of Reliance. You can see it was in a very, very strong uptrend right from 12th of May. And the markets were rallying one way because the crude oil prices were up, and it was in favor of Reliance. But today we see that the Reliance has performed badly. It is down 1.76 percentage. Probably the people are are booking their profits on the higher levels, and that is what we are seeing. SBI again, one of the best performers of the day, 1.7 percentage up. That is why the PSU index is significantly up because of the contribution of SBI. Other sectors, Asian Paints continue to underperform because of the rising crude oil prices, again down 1.44 percentage. Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv, both of them are up, and TCS is also very positive in the IT sector. So these were some of the stocks for the day. Talking about FII, DII buying and selling activities. FII continue to sell in huge quantities, and today they have sold for almost 2,000 and 2,500 crores roughly is what they have sold, and DIIs have bought for 1,900 crores. That means the net institutional figure is still negative. So this is the FII DII activity for the day, and we have discussed about other things. Let us look at the open interest analysis for today and tomorrow. So today we can see that huge amount of calls were being written at 16,400. Means these people are expecting that the markets will not cross 16,400 on the upside. So 16,400 has added huge amount of calls, and it is just 50 points away. So you can imagine the conviction of these people to see that the markets will open bearish. So 16,400, 500, 600, 700, 800 has huge amount of calls written, and on the downside we can see highest put build up only at 16,000. So people are expecting the markets to move down. So that is how the things are situated right now. PCR is at 0.51, which means more amount of calls are written than puts. So if the markets open with a gap down, it can continue to move down because that is how the markets are positioned. But by any surprise, if there is any gap up or huge gap up, then the market will have a huge short covering rally because of all these people who have shorted the markets heavily. Talking about Bank Nifty, tomorrow's expiry, we see good amount of straddle being created at 35,000, and we saw the straddle happening yesterday as well. People were expecting the market, the volatility will come down, so that is why they created a 35,000 short straddle. Means call and put were both sold at 34,000, and the markets actually made good swings and yesterday today and ended exactly at that point. So it went up to 35,000, it came down to 34,800, but on a close to close basis it has ended at 35,000. So this is where the things are in Bank Nifty. It is slightly bullish, 0.59, but again overall calls are still being written more than puts. So Bank Nifty, you can expect a range of 34,300 on the up, 35,300 on the upside, and 34,800 on the downside for tomorrow's expiry. And now coming to the other important things, the let us look at the VIX for the day. So since the markets, I told you that the volatility has come down, we know that what was the important event. So India VIX is down by 2.88% currently. So let us look at the European markets and the US markets. European market, starting with the German index DAX, it is down 0.76%. French market is down 0.8%, and even the UK markets are down 0.7%. So all the markets ended in the red. So the European markets. Now the US markets, let us look at S&P 500 down 1.02%. So it is down by 1%. We can see it opened with a gap down, tried to recover, again sold off. Nasdaq, same thing, you can see it's down 0.89%. Dow Jones is also down by 0.9% is what Dow Jones is currently trading at. So things look bearish in the US markets. So people who have sold call options would be happy tomorrow to see the markets opening in a downtrend. SGX Nifty is down because of the US markets are down. It is down not much, but by 30 points. It is trading at 16,319. Talking about the DXY, the dollar index is at 102.58, which is continuing its upward journey. So that is DXY. The USD INR remains stable at 77.6, but the concerning factor is the crude oil prices, which is now at $122.8 per barrel. So that is again something to be concerned about, especially for the Indian economy, because we are crude oil importing country. So that is the crude oil, and that is how it is trading at. So tomorrow it's an expiry day for the Nifty and Bank Nifty. So important levels to watch out for tomorrow's trade is definitely gonna be on the upside 16,400, which was acting as a very, very strong support for markets all these days. It was broken decisively, and today it closed below 16,400. So on the upside, 16,400 will act as an immediate resistance. If that is broken, 16,540 can act as a good resistance, and if that is broken, 16,300 could be the upper range for tomorrow. On the downside 16,250 levels is what you can watch out. If that is broken, 16,140, and then 16,000 is going to act as a major support level for tomorrow's trade. So this is the current market situation in the markets. So this is Nifty, Bank Nifty, again 34,800 is going to be a very important support for Bank Nifty. If that is broken, 34,400 could be the next level of support for Bank Nifty. On the upside, we have good amount of resistances: 35,100, 35,300, 35,450 is what you can watch out for tomorrow's expiry. And right now things are looking bearish. The markets are down, but let us see where the US markets end and how the Asian markets open tomorrow. So we will be discussing all of those in tomorrow's pre-market show at 8:30 a.m. in the morning. So until then, have a good night, and we will meet again tomorrow. Thank you for watching.